Yeah, we can go ahead and start. Thank you, Tatiana, for reminding me.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me today and letting me to run this topic, because originally I wanted to talk about that in November, and unfortunately I got busy with something else. But I've decided there is still some part of it that needs to be discussed among us coaches. So my name is Tatiana Bell, and I am a master of never being enough. And I've decided that I can share with you some of the things that have been helpful to me and hear from you what's been helping you. A little bit of my background. I'm originally from Russia, and throughout my 50 years of life, I changed careers and places to live and did some dramatic transformations, probably 5 times. And every time, starting from scratch, it was the same story: imposter syndrome and never enough. So this time, when I switched to full-time coaching a couple years ago, I realized never better place than being a coach myself and working with my clients on that topic than just help myself explore it and talk to you, my fellow coaches. Our plan today, as Elena already mentioned, just to have a conversation. I don't know more than you do. Maybe I even know less than you do. And I would like us to have here a space where we can all share what's holding us back and why we think we are not enough. So we introduce each other a little bit, and then we talk about how that feeling not good enough blocking our progress. Then I also prepared a bit of information from psychology standpoint, how that feeling is not good enough was ingrained in our brain. And at the end, I plan to share with you my practices that help me. And of course, there would be, again, open floor to all of us to share what is usually your way to fight that feeling of never being good enough. I'd like to start today with something that actually I learned from our fellow coaches from Austin. When they start conversations like that, they offer a small group introduction. So, how do you feel if I ask all of you now to raise your hand? You know, that little button over there. And then we just go around the circle and just share your name, where are you calling from? Apparently, most of us are calling from Houston. And I would like us to think a little bit, maybe what was interesting to you in today's topic, or what would be optimal result to leave our conversation today, or what is interesting to you about the topic. So can we try to start? Everybody try to raise their hands. And let me find my hand, raise my hand. So, my name is Tatiana. I'm calling from Houston, and my intention today is to learn from you. What else can I do to finally stop feeling that I'm not good enough? And I'm passing the baton to Michael.
Yeah, so I'm Michael. It's a pleasure to be here. So I've been a coach for a while, and the thing I love about coaching is that you're always learning, and so I appreciate the opportunity to be here. And if I can add any value to anybody from this experience I have, I'm very happy to share that as well. And with that, David, you are next.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Michael. My name is David Bell. I live in Jersey Village, which is a part of Houston, or Jersey Village area. I think my intention here is to connect with other coaches who are in a similar space as myself, and from that develop relationships and learn from others.
Thank you.
And with that, I will go to Lana.
You're mute, Lana. You're mute.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for inviting me to this lovely group. I'm glad to be part of it. And my intention today to just expand my horizons, meet the people who are in business. Just kind of dealing with the topic Tatiana suggested to work on today. It's so much, I feel like, on a daily basis, we all battling between ourselves and our clients. This kind of, like inner voices, this kind of blocks which stopping us. We all know the theory, but going forward and doing the work, that's, I think it's just a human, I guess, factor. We're all battling with that. So to me, to be part of this conversation and discussion is very important. It's a great way to start the year, meet new people, and appreciate it for inviting me here. Thank you.
Thank you. Pick someone else, Lana.
I don't have, hold on. I don't have the view, something with my settings. Would you please kindly do that for me, Tatiana?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yulia, would you like to go first next?
Absolutely. Thank you for calling my name. So my name is Yulia. I'm calling in from Houston, and I'm here to get to know you more and learn from you. I have my ICF certification, but I've never started to work as a coach. And my intention is to, get to know more people and hear from you and learn from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Yulia. Could you please pick someone else?
Absolutely. So I'll pass the baton to Chris.
Hey everyone, my name is Chris Mijatovic. I'm dialing in from Houston. And my intention for this session is to meet peers, to understand more about the community here. And I love this topic because I think this is the essence of life, standing in our power and our authenticity and consistently believing that perspective so we can pursue and endeavor whatever we wish to do. And I'd love to hear people's experiences, and I'm happy to share mine as well. And I'm passing it over to Valeria.
Valeria, you are mute.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris. And not many people pronounce my name correctly, and you did a beautiful job. So I thank you for that. My name is Valeria Storchak. I am joining from Houston, Texas. I've been on the coaching journey for about 3 years now, so still relatively new and also new to Houston. So my intention is to going to get to know a little bit of our coaches here locally. Support Tatiana. Thank you so much for putting this event together. This is such an important topic, not only for coaches in battling our own imposter syndrome and the feelings of not being good enough, the feelings of, am I providing enough value to my clients? But also something that I'm sure all of our clients are dealing with as well. It's one of the main hurdles I know that with my people that we learn how to overcome. And hopefully today I can gain some more tools and some more insights that I can use for myself and also for my clients. So thank you so much, Tatiana, and thank you everyone who joined us today.
Could you please call someone else?
Yes, Clinton.
All right. Good afternoon. My name is Clinton Coker. I am calling in from, I'll give you my specific location, East Bernard, Texas, which is a far, I don't even want to call it suburb, but it's a little farm community outside of Houston. So formerly, I guess, of Houston. My intention here today is to better understand some of the nuances of getting the coaching business started, because I'm embarking on my journey into performance coaching. So looking forward to working with and meeting all of you further in our sessions this year. And let's go to Janine Lyon.
Thank you, Clinton. Hi, I'm Janine Lyon. I'm calling in from the Heights area here in Houston. This is my first call with ICF Houston, so I'm really excited to be a part of the group. I went through my coaching certification at the end of 2020, but then started a corporate job. I did some internal coaching, but I'm quite excited. I am launching my coaching business full time. And so my intention for the call and being a part of ICF Houston is to get to know everybody, to network, but then also really excited about the topic today. I think, as others have mentioned, it's easy for any of us to have a bit of imposter syndrome, especially as I'm launching my business. I'm definitely feeling that some, and then want to also make sure I'm holding space to help clients, that may not feel like they're good enough.
Thank you, Jan. Would you please call someone else?
Sure, I'll call on Christy.
Hi, I'm Christy Fleck, and I'm on the west side over by City Center, and I'm grateful to be here. I have I have 24 more hours left to get my ACC certification, and I'm kind of on an upswing right now. I'm really, I put myself out there right during the holidays. I shared my business page. And so I'm getting lots of friends to help me finish my hours. And so I was really excited to see this call today and just be around other coaches and get some more inspiration. So thank you for hosting this, Tatiana. And let's see, I'm going to call on Robin.
Hi, everyone. I am Robin Christian. And just to be different, I'm calling from Onalaska, Texas. So you may not know where that is, but it's up north near Livingston on the lake. But I do spend time in the Heights. So Janine, if you want to grab a coffee, let's do it. I do love the Heights, and we've got lots of great coffee shops. So look forward to connecting with you down there or anyone else in the Heights area. So my intention today is just to see you all. I've missed you. It's been 2 months. So, well, since our social in the beginning of November or December. So I hope you all are doing well. So great to see you. And thank you so much, Tatiana, for putting this together today, and Elena for continuing to keep this going. And let's see, Bruce, you're up.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bruce Huntley. I'm out here in the West Side in Cypress, Texas. I am new to coaching as well. Just got my certification. Been doing it kind of corporately in an HR role for a long time, but now trying to formally kind of launch a coaching business. So really excited about that, and really just want to get around folks and understand better how to serve clients in this space. So that's what I'd like to do. And I will pass it over to William.
Good morning. My name is William Garner. I am so new to coaching. I have submitted my final exam to IPEC, waiting on the results. What I want to gather today is I want to continue to enhance my whole person concept, to become a better person, better coach, to help others. And I pass it along to, is it Dolan?
Yep, thank you, William. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dolan, and Tatiana, I have to say this is so timely in terms of this topic, because I will be very, very vulnerable and say, earlier this year I had, and it's day 8, right? Like one of those meltdowns in terms of, am I in the right profession? Like, I'm not getting as many clients as I want. What am I doing? So all these like negative thoughts were going through my mind, right? That never enough cycle that we're going to talk about. So love to hear everyone's insights and thoughts. I've been in the talent management / internal coaching space for over 25 years, but recently last year started on this new journey of my own. So really looking forward to hearing insights and learning from everyone. And Michelle, I'm going to pronounce this wrong. Is it Michela?
It's Michela. Thank you.
Michela. Sorry about that.
That's okay. I figured that's why everybody was passing on me because like it's a difficult name, but it's okay. I'm used to it. Thank you so much for this. The first thing I want to say is that Happy New Year to everyone. I had the pleasure of speaking in our last webinar on failing forward and got so many great thoughts and comments for everyone. So I appreciate that. But the first thing I want to say is there's two reasons why I'm here. One is I want to support my very dear friend and colleague, Tati. She is amazing. And I think she's more than enough. And yeah, and so I want to do that as I believe in the ICF community, we need to support each other more. And then the second thing is that I always want to, when I come to my ICF community, is lean in, listen, and learn so that I can grow as a coach. Thank you.
Okay, I see we got everybody. Did we miss anyone? All we good?
Actually, this is Roshmi Dalal. I'm sorry, I was on mute and my video was off because I'm driving. I just wanted to introduce myself. Again, I am Roshmi and I have been an ICF coach for a few years now, an ACC coach. And I really wanted to join in on this webinar because this topic is of great interest to me, Tatiana. We really thank you for bringing this to our group. I actually have recently been coaching a lot of new coaches, and this concern with imposter syndrome, I feel, is driven a lot by our inner critic, our inner judge. So I am so interested and curious to know other people's experiences with this and really getting to understand, you know, what is the root cause of us shying away from putting ourselves out there or charging whatever we feel we should charge. So thank you again for having us. And again, I apologize that I can't be on video right now.
You be safe over there, please. So I guess, there is one thing that we used to do, it's share LinkedIn links so we can connect, because it's a part of stop feeling not good enough to build a strong surrounding of great colleagues around you. So let's start today with the signs. How you know that that feeling is there. I'm going to share with you a few of my own, as Dolan was very vulnerable with us already today. That was number one, feeling like, am I at the right profession? Am I doing the right thing? And since our time is limited, I would suggest anything that resonates with you from the screen or from what I'm telling you now, please share that in the chat. So we have more time at the end of our conversation to share tips and tricks how to fight that. So let's get started with difficulties setting conditions. And by that, I mean when they ask you for the price. It's number one sign that we feel like we are not good enough. We are providing not enough value. Setting timing. When your client is asking you to schedule, and instead of giving them a proper day, the day that is comfortable for you, you may ask them when it will work for you. So difficulty setting any conditions in your business, in your service, it's like number one sign for me personally. Self-sabotaging, oldie but goldie. Probably every one of you and probably every person in the world meets that pitch. Because once we feel we are not good enough, we cannot provide what we promised to, we try subconsciously or sometimes consciously to find the way to avoid, to find the way to not doing that. So self-sabotaging for me personally, once I see that myself doing that, I know, okay, old, feeling not good enough. Perfectionism paralysis. Sometimes you can hear that as analysis paralysis. When the bar set is so high and expectations are so unreasonable, what do? We try to avoid any possible mistakes. We are sitting there and thinking, is it a good day today to launch my website? Or maybe I need more work on it. Maybe I need to polish more. Maybe I need to check the grammar. Maybe those pictures are not good enough. And I'm not going to launch my website until I get perfect pictures. Very recently, I worked with some of the younger, less experienced coaches, and she was working on her one-page website for like 3 months. And I asked her, what's blocking you? And she said, I don't think that font represents me well. That was a very great illustration how not feeling good enough can really block your progress and not even start in your coaching journey. Reluctance to take risks. That one you may be meeting and facing when you need to try something new, something different, maybe different package of your services, maybe different niche, maybe working with groups versus with one-on-ones that you are used to, maybe switching from one platform to another and trying different technology. Anytime when you feel like, it's too risky, that may be as well a sign that you just don't feel good enough and it's really, really in the way of your progress. Oh, another one is a really good one. That was actually a reason why I suggested to Elena and Robin that I will do that topic today. It was the end of the year, like middle of December, and I was planning my professional development for the year of 2024. And I was thinking, okay, what other certification can I get so I can serve my clients better? What else can I add to my LinkedIn profile, as a flashy, oh, look, I got that certification. Because I finally reached my PCC and MCC is so far away from me for now because the number of hours. At least with some credentials, I'm okay. But I'm so obsessed with an idea that I need more and more education, courses, some other credentials so I can be better. And then I will be providing more value. This is my personal weak point. And the last piece was actually controversial for me at the beginning when I was preparing the topic. But then when I looked further, I realized it's really true. Because when we think about feedback as a part of our professional growth, it's true, right? Until you have that feedback, you don't even know how you are performing. Are you doing good? Are you doing okay? Or are you doing bad? But avoiding that, it's a feeling that I'm not good enough and I cannot get any good feedback. Why hurt myself? I would rather avoid feedback. And I personally noticed that one of the company coaching platform I'm working for right now, they are randomly sending those feedback forms to clients that I'm having. And once I noticed myself avoiding feedback, I personally, see, this is the proof for that. I put a sticky note on my laptop, and every time at the end of a session, I mention to every client now, please, if you see that form for feedback, please let us know how did we do. Because apparently I wasn't feeling good enough and I was avoiding the feedback. So this is a list of my signs that I'm noticing, what I know about myself, how it stops my progress. And I'm inviting you now to share in the chat what stops your progress. What are you noticing when you feel not good enough? How you notice it's on the way of your progressing in your coaching journey. And while you're thinking about that and typing it out in the chat, I'm going to progress to psychology behind feeling not good enough. Because in coaching, we always we always obligated to draw the boundaries between therapy, psychology, and coaching. This is very true, and I am, like all of you, very good with that. But without knowing what's really behind, Rashmi mentioned that a little bit when she was introducing herself, that inner critic and everything else. I think it's very important understanding. Before we proceed to tips and tricks how to fight that, it's very important to know the root cause. So I'm going to share that with you, while you, my dearest, sharing how the feeling not good enough blocking your progress. And then when you are ready, just put it in the chat and we share it with everybody. So here in this screen, you can see, I put them together one by one. I actually was looking for a figure, for a picture, looking like a reverse pyramid. Because the bottom one, insecurity and low self-esteem, it's like a foundation and everything. I suggest we go from there. Once in our early childhood, we experience something feeling not good enough, because of our parents or caregivers' feedback, we get that insecurity and low self-esteem. After that, we are building negative core beliefs. We are thinking, whatever we do, it's never good enough. I cannot be loved if I'm not good enough. Anything in the world is not for me because I'm not good enough, because of that base foundation, insecurity and low self-esteem. Negative core belief brings us to social comparison. And that one is going on from a very early childhood. Once we are in childcare, in any social surrounding, we start comparing ourselves. And because of negative core beliefs, we always treat everything not in our favor. You probably heard about that, like there is no reality, but only our perception of it. So social comparison doesn't work in our favor in that case. And after that, we build perfectionism as a defense mechanism to save ourselves, to help ourselves. Since we were told when we were kids that only when we perform the best, we may be somehow loved, we aim to perfect anything we do, thinking that in that case, we can get love, we can get acknowledged, we can get acceptance. And from that, we are going to our old good feeling, never good enough. This is a little bit about psychology behind that feeling, and let's see what do we have in the chat now. Worried about sounding too needy, especially when talking to potential clients. It's scary about possibility of judgment when talking to potential clients, but I'm finding out people don't understand what coaching is. This is building my confidence to not base my worth on their response. Thank you so much, Christy. So, David said, appreciate the reminder that I am enough. It's hard for me to ask for help. I see there is nothing more in chat so far, so I think we proceed to tips and tricks, because this is the part where I would really love to hear all of your experience too. What I'm finding helpful so far, and as I mentioned at the beginning, I'm a master of changing my life dramatically and starting from the scratch every 10, 15 years. And I know very well how it feels and how important it is to build the feeling I am good enough. So I put professional help first, because who would be the biggest fan of coaching as not us coaches, right? I strongly encourage new and not that new coaches, always have a coach. But also I found very helpful therapy, of course, and supervision. Your supervisor is a person who is always in your corner on one hand, but at the same time, it's someone who is more experienced and went through all of that already. And they are just facilitating for you the process to figure it out yourself and build that confidence that is so important, and build that understanding what is your responsibility there as a coach. Setting up realistic goals. Another one, very good one for me, worked so far when I understand, for example, when I just moved to the States 11 years ago, I knew I couldn't be coach right away, not at least in English. And I said to myself, okay, maybe I'll take a few years break and I'll just work on my English first, and then I'll get back. Versus if I would be sitting there and saying to myself, oh, I would never be good enough to be coach in English, ever, ever, ever. And sure enough, 8 years down the road, I just started doing that. My first demo session in coaching school was a disaster. It was a nightmare. I couldn't speak, even though it was very friendly surrounding and a very, very positive instructor, a supportive instructor. I still remember it was horrible, but realistic goals and everything. My another go-to thing is anything is better than nothing, meaning I'd rather do something 75% than expecting myself when I will be able to do that 100%, only then I will start. So if you look at my website right now, it's still not nearly close to being perfect. My pictures there are sometimes from my cell phone. Everything is 75% in my coaching business right now, but it's up and running, and I think it's better than nothing. Another recommendation, it's always recalling past achievements. In our coaching journey, it's really good to have some reminders. When you look at some certificates you get, and it's like, those letters meaning something. It was 500 coaching hours and even more hours of practicing, learning, studying, reading. So creating a list of those achievements always works for me the best. Another one is focus on the process rather than results. Same way. You remember in our coaching certification, we go from 100 hours being ACC, then 500 hours being PCC, and 200 to 250, 100 hours, 2,500 hours to be master certified coach. So I've decided for myself that it's very nice to have that certificate, and I will have that at the end of, I don't know, 5 years. But for now, I know it's very important to enjoy every single day, every single client, every single hour, and focus on that. Celebrate any achievements as well. Just even one day with one session, new client, new discovery session. Yay, it's great. And last but not least, for me personally, it's a support system. This is why I'm here. This is why I joined ICF Houston, actually joined ICF Austin as well. The more the merrier. And I try to join as many professional organizations as possible, but as well, I try to create those groups around myself as well, with like-minded people, with people who is going through something similar or some similar results in mind. And through their eyes, it's much more clear that I am enough, I am good enough, because they are like a reflection. When I see them, when I see all of you today, when you were introducing yourself, every time when I am in such a surrounding and I see all those awesome people like yourself, I think, I feel like accepted in that particular circle. It means they're great and I'm great enough too. So this is all my ideas how to fight that not being good enough feeling. And now I open the floor for anyone who would like to share their tips and tricks, what's helping them, or maybe there is a questions. Let's talk.
Hey, Tatiana, I love this topic. It's so great, and the slides that you've shared truly resonate with me. I'd like to share my experience in this call that I suddenly reflected upon as you showed the psychological patterns. Because what I noticed I was doing is I was socially comparing myself to all of you. And the initial response was, wow, people are creating so much space and they're articulate in their cadence, their pitch, how they present themselves. And then this fear came in like, whoa, wait, that can't be because I'm the only one doing this. And only if I am the only one, then I can be successful. Which of course is not true. And I just want to recognize the love and the space that we have for each other and that I felt already in this first 40 minutes. And to build on that and how I get out of that, and this is an aha moment I had in the last week. When I am grounded, when I feel calm, and when I get to connect with you as the audience or you as my client, my value is derived from the nuance that I can provide. The more nuanced I become in my presence, in my energy, in my questioning, the more value I bring. And that was very helpful because as I start up as a coach and I move out of the corporate system, that nuance, that presence is not necessarily recognized. It's more about how fast can you achieve measurable results, for example. So that is helping me to consistently, or to learn to consistently stand into my nuance, which is who I am.
Thank you, Chris. That sounds so grounding. Even the way you said it was like, oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I think if I may add, because Chris definitely said something very insightful there. Thank you, Chris, for contributing with that. I want to take it further and add that it's all about that self-awareness, right? It starts with us being aware of who we are and what we are here for. So having that why very clear, especially when you meet with your clients, you're there to serve them. And if you have that really clear connected in your heart and in your mind, those words, those feelings, those emotions that you are bringing into that conversation will be so aligned with what your purpose, which is to help others, be better, accomplish their goals and their dreams. And that self-awareness, to me, at least for me, to answer Tatiana's question, starts with meditation and reflection, right? I didn't understand what meditation was when I first started it, but that practice has been going now for years, and it has helped me tremendously to become a more self-aware individual. And I introduce that little by little with my clients, and reflecting, self-reflection, journaling, those practices are very helpful to quiet that inner self-criticism, that inner self-talk that we all have. And to me, that's been super helpful.
I think to add to what Elena said, and Chris, one of the things that I journal every day. I've been journaling over like 20 years. So that's really a great reflection. And one of the things that I have as one of my goals is to have a growth mindset, is to continue to develop that growth mindset. And it's like little things, right? You know, you hear the old adage of practice makes perfect, but instead think about it like practice makes progress. And I think for us as coaches and professionals, we're our worst enemy ourselves, because we set these standards because we all want to succeed and be good. And so what I tend to do on a weekly basis on Sunday night is I journal and I think about all the things I've accomplished the past week, those little things, Tatiana, that you mentioned, celebrating anything, and where I've been and what I want to do this coming week. And so that helps me in general in terms of what's been working.
And if I may add, guys, I heard words meditation, journaling, which are a very big part of my practice. And I just kind of, want to express the gratitude to be part of this conversation today, because, overcoming is a part of becoming. The fact that we all showed up today, it already shows that we are in the progress, right? There is no perfection as is. There is always room for more. But as of today, just to kind of, sit down and see like how we connected on a human level, how we all kind of, like on the path of growing, becoming better coaches to serve better the community. That's a big part of me. So grateful. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Tatiana. That's a great topic.
And if I can offer some of my experience with this, I just want to first appreciate the comments that I just heard. Chris's comments on presence is so powerful. I just finished reading The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and I can't tell you how much of what he talked about resonated with me as a coach, and the presence that I want to bring to my clients. And that presence, of course, comes with some kind of, at least for me, mindfulness practice to help quiet the negative thoughts that appear from our inner critic. So presence is, I think, one of the most important things that we can give to our clients, but also the power of empathy, learning to, of course, give empathy to our clients, but to give empathy to ourselves, that we're all either starting off or it's just been a few years. No one's really black belt at this. And just to remind ourselves to give us that grace, because I think that really helps with the pressure that many of us put on ourselves in terms of succeeding as a coach.
Can I bring the topic from the chat? I really like how we started here about realistic goals and what's realistic. I'd like to just invite all of you to talk about that as well. We mentioned a lot now about being in a session, being with clients. But if you think about that, before clients, before they come, there are a lot of things that is really there, needs to be done. And most of the new coaches, they blocked even there before clients. They don't create their website, they don't show up in their social media, they don't do anything even to start attracting clients. And I think this is about what's realistic for them. What is realistic goal in that regard? I remember I used to say to myself, until I have a coaching business that will provide me substantial income, I'm not going to quit my full-time job and I am not going to start, which I consider unrealistic. How do you help you going to get $1,000 and $1,000 monthly if you don't start with at least one session monthly? So this is what I call realistic. What is your opinion on that when we talk about like beginner coaches?
Tati, hello. This is Michelle. I wanted to say that I talked about in the last session that I did not create a website. I did not do marketing. I did not do social media, etc., as I don't lean into that. And I do have a thriving coaching business. And so I tell new coaches, find your path, find what works best for you. what brings you success. I think one of the things I put into the chat is that when you think about, am I not good enough? Who's challenging that, right? Mainly that's coming from society or noise, etc. From out here, I say out here, from folks who are not doing this work and for the most part don't understand this work. I mean, literally, I still yesterday was explaining to someone the difference between coaching and therapy because they were like, this is a therapy session, right? And so I think that because of that, coaches are in a unique place to be able to, like I say, think differently about challenging folks about what coaching is and the benefit to them. Coming from being a coach in education and nonprofit spaces, coaches were seen as the one that goes to fix. I let my coachees know, you come whole. I'm not fixing you. I'm here to support you in a goal or a block or barrier that you're identifying that you want to work on to improve your practice as a leader, because I'm a transformational leadership coach. But I think if we don't combat those thoughts that are coming back at us, like in the beginning, yeah, people told me don't quit my job. I agree with you, Tatiana, I didn't. But then so many years later, I did. I quit my job and said I'm going to go full force in my coaching business with only my savings. So once again, I say to new coaches, find your path, what works for you, lean into that. Do not listen to noise, because you can't have a thriving coach business without a lot of the noise that's out there on how it's done.
Yeah, if I could just add to that, Michelle, yeah, I would say as I've been listening in, a lot of times we have a human tendency to compare ourselves to others. And we're all unique people as coaches. We all bring different skills and experience to our clients. And so all the clients that you have now and the clients that you have in the future are going to just totally benefit from what you bring, even though it will be different than every other person on this call. You are a coach and you bring value, and just know that.
May I add a little bit, guys? When I'm thinking about just continuing this topic, I feel like a self-satisfaction and alignment at the moment, that's what's make us well-grounded and successful coaches. How can we bring the shift, the change to someone who looking for change as we're not aligned? So to me, it's like, to be in this kind of, like a connection without yourself and just kind of, like feel like what is satisfying at the moment, allowing us to attract those clients who we align in our beliefs, in our values. That's my thoughts. If you just have a feedback on that, what do you think?
I wanted to jump in and add something too. I'm sorry, here's my, I wanted to jump in and add something as well, because my coach this week, we actually were working through this with me. And my coach brought the idea of a orchestra. And he said, you can't, if you're the tuba player, you can't be the director. But the orchestra needs both of you. So understand that process for yourself. You can be the tuba player and be the best tuba player that you can be, and that's going to add so much value to the orchestra, but not necessarily, you don't have to be the director. And that gave so much clarity to me in that space, because I was like, I'm trying to be the director, but I'm really just a tuba player. And I say just, but really I'm just a tuba player, and I just want to be the best tuba player I can be, and that's good enough, to your point.
I'd like to bring up one more important topic, especially for beginner coaches, or not that beginners, the importance of building a professional network. And when I say professional network, it's not necessarily formal meetings, like we have once a quarterly formal meetings with ICF Houston, but what is more important, to reach out to any of people you know they are doing already what you would love to do. From some of you here, I already had such meetings, just, Zoom over coffee, Zoom over tea, sometimes in person. And that was so good, so invigorating, and so helpful. Despite we may not have anything for each other in a way like, oh, can you help me get more clients? But even talking to someone who either went through the same you've been through, or going through the same, or the opposite, they already there where I just would love to be in 5 years. And it's it's enriching, and it's very supporting, and it's like love in the essence when we talk to each other and we find time for each other. So I strongly recommend, if you are just starting your coaching journey, I strongly recommend start doing that. It was even in my calendar, once a week, one online meeting, one in-person meeting. Thanks God we are over from that whole COVID thing, and now we can have some in-person as well. So that is my one more idea on overcoming that all not good enough feeling. So we are getting actually very close to the end today, and I just encourage you, as we always do at the end of a proper coaching session, type in the chat something either you are taking away from today, one most important, significant insight, or something that you're going to act on moving forward from today's session. And 3 of us already start, 4 of us. Connection. This is going to be a year of connection. Michelle is starting something for coaches. Michelle, what is that? A
community of practice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we don't have enough of them.
I like practice my progress. I will work on consistent practice. Stay aligned, stay involved, stay connected. Take care of myself and build more connections. Very important. I'm looking forward to becoming involved with ICF Houston and would love to meet each of you in person. Always open for coffee. Let's do coffee. I'm transmuting social comparison into love, recognition, encouragement, and acknowledgement. Notice when I do self-sabotage. I know I'm not alone in this journey, and I will continue to you, all of you, as my teammates, to grow and learn. Thank you so much for letting me to facilitate this meeting today and share that topic with you. and learn from you. It's my part for get rid of feeling not good enough, and you've been a huge help for me today. Thank you very much. Thank you, Elena. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, all of you.
Tatiana, thank you so much. This was a great topic that I think all of us have gotten so many insights. So thank you for preparing for it and dedicating your time to us. And thank you everyone for participating. We had great participation in the chat. As a reminder, we have the 5th session in February. It will be the second Monday in February. Invitations will come through the ICF Houston emails. And if you have any suggestions on what topic you would like to see coming up, let us know. Susan, I believe on the call, will be leading the call in February, but we need one topic for March, which will be our last topic in this series. If you have any comments or feedback, feel free to reach out to us. Thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.